Welcome back. Episode 6. Sorry for the not doing anything last week. Had some crazy stuff going on that we could scheduling conflict wouldn't work out and everything like that. But we're back. Baseball's back. Spring training's been going around. We've basically got, I think, 2 weeks in of spring training now.
Yeah.
So we're kind of an outlook of the show. Going to talk about the prospects in spring training. Just kind of a chiller episode. Kind of just talking about baseball. I kind of want to lead off by saying I got an opportunity to go to Tuscaloosa to watch the Crimson Tide and see potentially somebody we will be talking about on the podcast next year a lot. One or two top prospect in baseball right now in Justin LeBron. Kid was impressive. The first at bat of the game comes out and just hits an absolute line drive of a home run over the fence. Quite impressive in the way he hit that ball because it was a line drive right over the wall in left field. Another guy I was shocked was Jason Torres. I believe that's his name. For the Crimson Tide. He hit one that was an absolute moonshot in the fifth inning. Just absolute moonshot over the center field wall, which isn't easy to do in Tuscaloosa. So, yeah. What you been up to in baseball world? What you been doing?
Just watching a lot of college baseball. I've watched a couple spring training games. Haven't done much in the past couple of weeks because I've been recovering from the flu.
It's kind of rough this year watching spring training, considering the fact that, MLB's been picky on showing games, that the games they are showing and not showing. So yeah. All right, let's hop into some spring training talk. We're gonna take a look at the top 10 list right now and see kind of how they're doing. Connor Griffin had himself a day today already. He adds another home run to his spring training stats, as well as 2 more RBIs on the day. Big talk about him coming out of Pirates camp is the fact that they're looking at him being an opening day starter. This puts him in the same conversation as the fact that the last MLB, the last guy that played on an MLB roster in his teenager was Ken Griffey Jr. And whenever you're put in the same talks,
heck of a room to be a part of.
It's a room of 2. Is what, like,
Still,
all seriousness, Ken Griffey, like, whenever you're getting talked about as a prospect and you haven't even played an MLB game yet, and you're already in the talks with kinds like Ken Griffey Jr., you're kind of special. I believe he bumped his average up to 214 today with that home run. Kid's showing out. Dude is showing out and showing up. I mean, he is having the spring training, if not more than what people expected him to have this year. Kind of moving on down the list, Kevin McDonald, who plays with the Tigers. In my opinion, potentially one of the under-talked about prospects in this top 10 list, and how good he actually is and how good he does, like how much he deserves to be on this list. McDonald has 6 hits and 13 at-bats this spring training. I think that's actually changed after today. We do know, though, that he's hitting around 400 on his average. He's got 1 RBI this spring training so far. Has hit 2 doubles and 1 triple. The big thing talk about him, though, is just the ball coming off of his bat this spring has been crazy. It has been just like speeds to kill humans at third base if he could. Like or speeds to kill anybody in the infield if he hits a line drive at them. I mean, he's got 2 hits over this year, measuring at 107. So kid is showing that he can play against quality baseball. Definitely doesn't mean that he'll start in the majors this year, but definitely think that he is making a move towards being in contention to be an MLB player in the future. Thoughts?
Sorry. No, I definitely agree. If he keeps doing what he's doing, he'll definitely have a shot to make it to the majors at some point this year. I don't know if it'll be right away, but he'll definitely have a shot somewhere down the line,
Maybe an after All-Star game kind of situation, I think.
depending on where they're at in the season.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
could see
depending
that.
on who knows. I mean, they might bring him on and he might help them make a run into the postseason. I mean, is there anybody that
Who
you
knows?
think might have a better starting rotation than the Tigers right now?
No,
In all seriousness,
no.
the Tigers are loaded.
The Tigers are loaded, and their
I mean, you've
bullpen
got
too.
yeah, but I mean, your pitching is your starting rotation has the likes of Tarek Skubal, you've got Valdez, you've got Flaherty, Verlander, Mize. I mean, these are all
Okay, I want to talk about Verlander real quick.
okay.
Where do you stick him in that rotation?
He's a 4 or 5 guy.
Mm,
I think your 1 is
you're
Skubal.
one. You're one Scooble.
I think your 2 is Valdez. I think your 3 is Flaherty, and 4 and 5 Mize and Verlander are kind of interchangeable.
I say you put Orlando above Flaherty.
You think he's a 3?
I think he's a 3.
I think this is a move though that shows that this is his last year playing professional baseball.
Oh, no doubt. There would be no reason for him to sign a 1-year contract with the team that he spent half his career with.
But I think this is the sign that shows this is his last year playing baseball.
It is. It is.
Okay, moving on to Jesus Made. 2 RBIs
Kind
so
of.
far. But what
It's
were you
been
gonna
a
say?
rough spring training for him.
Yeah, not the production. I think a lot of people in that Brewers camp I think it's less than what they were hoping for.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, in this instance, you'll have people being like, "This is why spring training stats don't matter." But also, if you're a prospect and trying to move up within the organization,
It
that's
matters.
matter. Yeah, yeah. And this is
I
your
think the people who sit there and say that like stats don't matter, that portrays more to the guys that are already in the majors. When you're
100%.
a
But
minor
I
leaguer
mean,
trying to get into the show, your stats in spring trainings matter.
no, especially if you have a situation where you're getting to see MLB arms, right? This is your one.
Yeah.
This is your one time all year. You know 100%. You know 100% without a doubt that you're seeing MLB level arms. You know, um,
Hmm.
maybe he'll pick it up in the back half. We'll see. We'll see. Then we're moving on to the Athletics, Leo DeVaries. This is another guy. I mean, he's hitting 3 for 10, which will still get you paid millions of dollars. But kind of need. I don't. I mean, I really haven't watched him enough this spring training, so I don't have enough to say, "Hey, this needs to happen." I'm gonna be honest. I stink at following out in Arizona. I'm way more focused about the Grapefruit League. I
Oh,
suck at
so little gets said about the
it
about the
does, but
Cactus
I mean,
League.
I am terrible about following the Arizona League. And this is one of those situations I haven't really seen, but I might go back and take a look and see what positions he's been in to see if he had an opportunity to maybe get some more RBIs and things like that, you know?
Yeah.
Um Moving on to JJ Weatherholt, number 5 on this list. He's 3 for 8. He did not play today against the Pirates. He's got 1 home run. He hit his first spring training home run the other day in a blowout. The Cardinals got blown out by the Mets. He's got 4 RBIs on the year, 4 RBIs on the spring training, a 375 average, a 615 on base percentage, and a 750 slugging percentage. And Weatherholt, let's be honest, we were talking about him being an opening day starter for the Cardinals, right? We were talking about him being on an opening day starter. With the new pickup of Ramon, I don't want to get this wrong. Ramon Urias. In your opinion, do you think that the Cardinals signing him at third base knocks him out of the starter and on the roster? Or do you still think he's this opening day starter for the Cardinals?
He's still the opening day starter. The reason I say that is because they haven't seen They haven't seen Urias play. I don't think you can sign a dude off the rip and be like, you get the opening spot, unless this dude is like a gold glove caliber athlete.
I don't know. Let's look. Last year, he played between Baltimore and Houston. He had 11 home runs, 44 RBIs. He had a 241 average, a 292 on base percentage, and a 384 slugging. I mean, he had at one point, he was like, this is a guy that's put up 50, 40s, high 30s RBIs. He's definitely known for his glove, though. I will say that. He is definitely known for his glove. That is for sure. He was a 2002 Golden Glove winner with Baltimore at third base. So, I definitely think, I don't know, it kind of maybe sort of feels like a Brandon Crawford situation. You bring some veteran onto the team to kind of just help the guys out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't know if you can, because I'm afraid if you knock Weatherholt out of the
That hurts the
starting day
confidence.
position, well, it hurts the confidence, and it also kind of derails his trust within the team.
I
Because
think
he's
you
been
anger
told
some fans too.
It does, but I think it also hurts him because you got to think he's been told all of spring training, especially after the Donovan and Arenado trade. Hey, third base is yours. For them to all of a sudden sign somebody and be like, no, he has third base now, kind of hurts that trust between the player and the front office.
I don't disagree with you at all. Number 7 on the list, Sebastian Walcott, we know is out as of right now with an injury. I think yesterday I looked, they were saying as early as August. I don't think that's true. I think it's going to be longer than that, to be honest with you.
It has to be.
It has to be.
Unless they have already had him doing stuff before they took him off the roster, there's no way it's August.
Also, I feel so upset at myself right now because I skipped number 6, who quite honestly is my favorite player in the top 10 list. And that's Noah McLean.
I was wondering if you were going to see that or not.
Yeah, Noah McLean is number 6. Dude is 1-0, has had 4 innings pitched. He's pitched in 1 game this year so far in spring training. I think that has a lot to do with the fact that he's going to be used in the World Baseball Classic. 100%. Oh my gosh, I had my phone on me and I lost it. I was going to ask you that question again. With the whole Joe Ryan, I was going to ask you that question. With the World Baseball Classic, with Joe Ryan stepping out and then bringing in Yarborough from the Yankees, there's a stat that said like you needed to have 2 starts out of the guys, and it was Yarborough, Waka, Kershaw, McLean, Kershaw, and let me see. It's Kershaw, a Boyd, and Clay Holmes. Like, who would you want 2 starts out of? And I was saying Kershaw and McLean.
I can agree with that.
With the news of Joe Ryan having tightness and them taking him at, not really, they're looking to use him in knockout play and not pool play. And the fact that Skubal has said essentially he's only going to pitch 1 time in pool play and then he's done pitching for America, which that's a whole rant that I will not, let me preface that, will not get into, because all I'll say is this, is Lance Lynn has the best saying when it comes to pitching for Team USA, and it is, if I'm going to blow my arm out in March, I'm going to do it with USA across my chest. Although Tarek Skubal is a great pitcher, I still think you'd take, there's people in the league that would cut off their right arm to have this opportunity to pitch for America.
You've also got to think Am I upset that he's saying he's only pitching one game? Yes. Do I understand why he's saying it? Yes.
Did you hear what he did in his arbitration hearing, Scooble?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. The funniest thing ever, but the most like, here's why I deserve this
I'm
money.
gonna put this in the most PG way possible. If you don't know, Scooble essentially walked into the arbitration hearing with the Tigers and laid his Johnson on the table. Like, in all seriousness, that's what he did.
I mean, he walks in with a book bag, opens it up, and sitting in the book bag are his 2 Cy Young
Award wins, and he just sets him on the table facing the Tigers.
And just sits, yes, he doesn't even say anything, just sits him on the table.
I mean,
that is the most, I'm the rotation.
I am your pitching staff. Pay me.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. Okay, so we already talked about 7 with Walcott. Moving to 8, Samuel Basallo, the catching first base prospect for the Orioles. 2 for 8 on the season right now. 250 average, 400 on base percentage. The biggest concern with him right now is on, I believe it was Thursday, 26. Yeah. He left the game with some side discomfort. They say he's day-to-day right now. Personally, I do not think that it is anything to be concerned about. What's that look for? Hold on,
Did I miss a trade or something?
Why?
When did Contreras get to the Orioles?
Wilson?
Yeah.
Or William?
No, that they played the Red Sox. I'm dumb.
You clicked onto the Red Sox?
No, I looked at the jersey, because they took it in the dugout. The video's in the dugout. So the jersey looks orange.
But it's red.
But it's red. I'm looking at it and I was like, why is he wearing an orange jersey?
No, it's that Red Sox jersey they wear in spring training.
Yeah, it threw me off.
No, Basallo was pulled from the game due to some side discomfort. They say he's day-to-day. I'm going to chalk this up to, I think what it is more than anything is just getting the body moving again at a game environment, you know? I definitely don't think it's anything to be He did? What did he do today?
He played today. He was 2 for 2 with 2
Hitting-wise?
RBIs. Yeah.
Wow, look at him go.
He was 2 for 2, 2 RBIs, 1 bases on ball. He's got a 400 average.
After that, I don't doubt it. I mean, good for him. He needed that after what happened the other day. Like, proving your point. Go out there and show him what you can do. Now, moving on to number 9 on this list, Colt Emerson. Another guy that's kind of like under the radar on this top 10 list, plays with the Mariners organization. Last time I checked, he had not entered the game yet. I'll check again really quick, but I think they were in like the 5th inning.
No, he has.
Yeah, I think he has. What's he done so far?
2 at-bats, no hits.
Gotcha.
And then they pulled him.
Oh, so he started today?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is another one of those guys that just like you don't really hear about a lot on this list. So move to Max Clark. Oh my gosh. Do you want to talk about this? Do you want to talk about what he did the other day?
I have no clue. What happened?
Did you hear about this? You have no clue? Okay.
Mm-mm.
So Max Clark is standing in left field. Okay, in my opinion, my humble opinion, and I've never played a day of professional baseball in my life. I never made it out of high school ball, right? Okay. I don't think Max Clark deserves to be a top 10 prospect. I really don't.
I've been saying that since it came out.
I really don't think that he's a top 10 prospect. Clark comes out and is standing in left field and has about 15, it was really like 4 or 5 diamond chains on his neck. And the announcers make the joke, he has his signing bonus around his neck. Because I mean, he had 4 and they were dangling and shining and everything, and he had his eye black with his sunglasses on. And then he goes out in this one inning and proceeds to have 3 errors in left field because he can't see the ball. If you can find the video, it's one to watch. He's 2 for 13 right now.
No, change that. He's 2 for 15.
He went 0 for 2 today.
Yeah, his average is a 133.
133 average. This dude has been in the minors for how long, and he hasn't made any progression at all. Like at what
3
point?
years? 3 or 4 years in the minors?
I try to be as like respectful as I can, but in all seriousness, he's Double-A right now. I mean, yeah, did he hit 271 last year? He had 14 home runs, 67 RBIs. Like, I mean, it's just like, I would have thought he would have been in the majors by now. You know? And maybe he just needs time to develop. But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too harsh on him.
What you mean time to develop? He's had 4 years to do it.
And maybe this is his breakout year. Who knows? Maybe this is a spring training that he's just like, maybe he has a lot of weight of the fact of like, hey, he knows I know I need to produce something, you know? Now I threw a guy on this list because my one takeaway, I would say, from spring training so far this year. Can I give a hot take? Like a hot take?
Gotta let you have your one hot take an episode.
I think within the next 10 years, the Pittsburgh Pirates will have at least 2 World Series championships.
I don't know about that.
I think they will have at least 2 World Series championships. Between Skeens, Griffin, Garcia, and Bubba Chandler, this dude has been showing that he deserves to be a starting rotation guy come opening day. Does his ERA look like crap right now? Yes. But at the same point in time, like, this dude has just been shoving on the mound this spring training. Like, I think it shows how scary the Pirates can be in the next few years.
Their rotation's scary.
Their rotation's going to be scary. Now, do we all? We'll get into that later. Okay, that was our wrap up of the top 10 right now. Okay, we talked about. You said you had a rant on the ABS system, so while I take a drink, the floor is yours, sir.
Okay. If you have not seen it, John Boy Media did a video of, I don't know who the pitcher was, but it was for the Yankees. Dude throws a fastball off the plate badly. And like, the catcher can obviously tell this thing's a ball. Pitcher sits there and goes, "Hey, let's challenge it." And the catcher's like, "No, no, no." So the umpire gives the challenge. Bro, the ball was 2.8 inches off the plate. Why is a pitcher, out of all people, challenging a ball and strike
When it's that far out.
when it's that far out?
That's stupid. Like, as a catcher, you should have said, no, I'm not doing that.
He tried to tell his pitcher that. If you watch the video...
So the pitcher was the one that tapped his head.
The pitcher was the one who tapped his head. The catcher looked at the pitcher and said no. and the umpire looked at the pitcher again to get confirmation, and the pitcher tapped his head again. But, like,
Okay.
this is a legit thing we've gotta talk about, is
Yeah, I don't
how are you gonna keep pitchers from challenging a pitch?
I don't think you like, I think you just have to be smarter than that. Like, you really do. You really have to be smarter than that.
But, I mean, that's a legit concern now. I mean, how do you tell a pitcher, "Hey, you don't get the," or do you just tell the pitchers, "Hey, you don't get the call to challenge anymore, it's only on the catcher."
Yeah, no, like, I agree with you on that. It should just be the catcher that makes that call.
But
100%.
if you can find the video, it is hilarious to watch.
Sorry. Okay, so I got some stats for you. This was as of yesterday. Um, sorry. As of yesterday, there had been 457 challenges in spring training so far. 42 of those calls had been overturned. So 53% of the calls or the challenges that have been made have come out in the favor. So I had a story that I wanted to tell as well. On past Tuesday, the 24th, Mitch Trezek, okay, I don't know if you saw this call, had five challenges that were overturned. Okay. Once he got a call right, the crowd just blew up in cheers
I
in
saw that.
celebration of this. So I'm going to ask you a question. Okay. Does the ABS system take away from the game, take the integrity away of the game? Number one, that's the first question I'm going to ask you. Do you think it takes away the integrity of the game? No response? Blow
It's
your nose, dude.
interesting. Dude, I already have, like, 3 times this episode. I'm just that congested from being sick.
Okay, my bad.
Um, honestly, I think it's gonna be easier to tell if it takes away from the integrity once we get into regular season games, and we get into those games that truly matter. I mean, we're talking, like, you're tied for the pennant or the division.
Think about this, okay?
I mean,
If ABS
this
Go
is
ahead.
something we mentioned when we first talked about ABS on episode 1. I mean, you gotta think, the World Series could come down to an ABS challenge.
100%. No, in all
I mean, could
seriousness,
no, but that's
100%.
the thing. You now have the only thing I will agree with ABS is that if a call happened and it gets changed, whether it's a strike or a ball, you can't argue it because
Can't.
that system is so dead on.
No, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Think about all the things that would have changed if we had reviews back in the early 2000s. If instant replay reviews were still a thing, right?
I don't mean to be. This is me, and I watched it earlier this past week. 2005 when St. Louis played the Mets, the curveball that Wayno struck Beltran on,
That would have been '06.
or '06. Dude, if we had ABS during that time, that ball is probably that
That
ball
we're
is
going
probably
back. That's a
mm,
ball. That's a ball. That's not a
yeah, it's a
strike.
ball. No,
Yeah.
you got to think. I mean, the amount of World Series that would change and the amount
Or
of
pennant games.
pennants
Yeah.
games, wild card games. I mean,
Galliarga would still have a perfect game.
yes,
Remember that?
yes.
Jim Joyce was so wrong on that.
I mean,
Like, if we had
the
reviews and
amount
things
of
like that.
stuff that would change if we had ABS back then is crazy.
Oh, 100%. I think the only thing that it does do, though, is it does, like, are we going to get to a point where umpires are just going to be a body that makes a call? They're going to wear an earpiece, and whatever the earpiece says is what the call is. Like, I
I don't think
understand
so.
having reviews. I understand having out, safe, fair, foul, interference calls 100%. I get that. I understand that, right? I think ABS is a little too far. I think
I
you're
think
taking away from what the game really is.
okay, I agree, but I also get the reason why we brought ABS
It just
because we
frustrates me.
cannot. Well, we can't have an umpire like Angel Hernandez behind the plate and have a ball hit the edge of the plate dead on, and he call it a ball.
You do have a point there.
Like we can't
You
have, we
do have a
cannot
point
have
there.
umpires that are notorious, especially since we have the umpire grading stuff now.
Yeah.
We cannot have umpires who are constantly sitting at that 65% call corrected.
You want to talk about this? Let's talk. I think that umpire grading should determine what division or what level they umpire at. If you're not
I
meeting a
agree.
certain standard, you get bumped to AAA. Go get better. We'll bring a AAA guy up that had a 98% strike rate all year, bring him up to the majors. You're getting sit down because you're sitting at a 76.
I agree.
Like what the ABS does is it allows umpires from making the game about themselves. So that's all the only benefit that comes from ABS.
Well,
In all seriousness,
it also holds the umpires more accountable because
it
you got to
does.
think when an ABS challenge happens, it's not like it's just on a TV screen, like the small review screen. No, they
The
show it
only
on the
thing
freaking jumbotron in
have
front
you
of
seen?
everybody.
So the thing about the ABS that's interesting though, and why I don't understand this is, okay. So let's say, okay, I'll give you an example. Let's say Alabama. I was gonna say Alabama. Let's say St. Louis is playing in Atlanta. Okay,
Hmm.
St. Louis is the away team. Atlanta's the home team. Okay. If St. Louis was to challenge the call, the ABS on the screen pops up the Cardinals' home stadium. It does not pop up Truist Park, which
Hmm.
is interesting to me. I don't think that. I think it should just be the
So the reason they do that
enlighten me.
is so it makes it unbiased.
That's still interesting. I mean, I get it, but
So the reason it does that is because first off, for the people who are watching the TV, it lets them know who's making the challenge because it doesn't say St. Louis challenge the entire time. Like once it zooms into the box, it doesn't say
I
it
got that now.
anymore.
I got that now.
So
Okay,
if
makes
you see
sense.
the stadium, you're kind of like, okay, I know this is St. Louis, and
That makes a lot more sense.
it also allows the fans to sit there and go, okay, this isn't like Atlanta has control over the challenge or something.
I guess it makes sense that that would be the way that you would know what team is challenging. Okay. Wrapping it up with some spring training news. We already talked to the Pirates. Scary team. Very scary team.
Man, you jumped the whole section.
We're going to come back to that at the end. We're going to do that at the end.
Okay.
Zach Veen. I want to talk about him for a second. The Rockies player in the Rockies organization. Do you know much about this dude?
I've heard a little bit about him.
Okay, so Veen has been publicly open about his issue with sobriety. He likes to indulge in the green leafy substance quite a lot.
Mm.
There's videos where his double celebration last year was he'd get on second base and he would basically light a bowl that had weed in it. So the thing about him is that he has said that he's worked on his sobriety. He's sober right now. And have you seen this dude? This spring
He's
training?
jacked.
He's freaking huge. He looks like, is he playing for the Colorado Rockies or the Denver Broncos? I don't know. He's put on 40 pounds of muscle and like looks yoked. I mean, he's hitting for when I looked at it yesterday, he had a 273 average, an 818 slugging percentage with 2 home runs and 3 RBIs this spring training. So I mean, props to him. I just like kind of wanted to give a shout out to him for what he's been doing. Good for him. So, and then the other news is Roman Anthony being announced to the World Baseball Classic team, as well as I believe yesterday Ryan Yarborough was announced to the World Baseball Classic team for Team USA due to Joe Ryan having an issue with some arm issue. Okay, I want you to put on your. I'm going to throw a segment at you really quick that I want you to put on your thinking cap for. Okay.
Okay.
Um, we're going to talk about World Baseball Classic for a second. He just ups and leaves. Okay, so pool play. Brazil, Great Britain, Mexico, Italy, all in that order. Okay, those are the four. Those are the 4 games as of right now that USA for sure has. If they make it out of the knockout, we'll go talk about well, don't worry about that. But Brazil, Great Britain, Mexico, Italy, those 4 games. Who are you starting those 4 games? So Brazil, who are you starting in that game?
Let me put my thinking cap on real quick. How about this
That
blast from the
was
past?
that is such a bad. That is actually, first of all, great pull with the Mississippi Braves hat. Number 1. Number 2, good. Oh, are those the ones that I got? Oh, okay. Okay. You know those were actually a player's hats, by the way? Okay. Okay. I just wanted you to know that. Okay. So your thinking cap is the red alternate Mississippi Braves hat. Number 1. That's fantastic. That's such a good pull. All right. All right. Give me who starts against Brazil.
I think it depends on how the U.S. wants to come out at it.
Okay.
If
Who do
they
you
want
think?
to show they're here to play, they start Skeens, but don't have him pitch long, 2-3 innings.
Okay.
Game 2's Great Britain. Screwball. Game 2.
Game 3 is Mexico.
Game 3's Mexico. I would have either McLean or Kershaw start the game. Pitch 2-3 innings, depending on how they're doing. And depending on where we are at within the score. If it's a close game, you put Skeens in.
Okay. Italy.
If Italy, I would say you start Waka, see how he does. And if it has to become a bullpen game, then it becomes a bullpen game.
Okay. I would make it. I'd just make maybe 2 changes to that. I think you have the right guys. I would put them in different areas per se.
Makes sense.
Personally, I think you have Kershaw pitch against Brazil. I think Kershaw's the one you start out game 1 against Brazil. Number 2 against Great Britain, I think you throw I'm gonna say Skeens, but I feel like Skeens is kind of interchangeable here with McLean. I think your starting 4 needs to be Kershaw, McLean, Skeens, and Scooble. I think those are the 4 that start these games. But I'm just a huge
I,
Noah McLean fan. I think
I mean, I can understand that.
Brazil's Kershaw. Great Britain is either McLean. I'm leaning more towards McLean than Skeens against Great Britain. I think number 3 against Mexico, you definitely throw Scooble. And then I think you throw. Actually, I'm gonna say McLean against Italy, because if you throw, like, here's the thing: if you throw Skeens against Great Britain, he essentially would have 6 days to heal up before the first quarterfinal game. If they make it out of if they make it out of pool play, he'd have 6 days to rest up.
Yeah.
So I definitely think you throw him against Great Britain. I don't think you throw him against Mexico. I think you throw Scooble against Mexico. But okay, I just threw that at you for fun. Okay, so let's talk about some alternate identities that have come out lately. The Rome Emperors, formerly the Rome Braves, have announced they're going to become the Rome Summer Legends, which is a tribute to the 1996 Olympic Games that were held in Atlanta, 30-year anniversary. So they're doing a special night, alternate identity for that. Round Rock Express. Have you seen this logo, by the way?
I love this logo.
It is. I think it could become their main logo.
I don't know about
The
that.
bandit with the gold coin in his mouth is so tough. I love this logo. The Round Rock Express are becoming the Round Rock Train Bandits. I think it's a great nod. I love the logo, though. And 10%. The logo's great. The Lake County Captains. Who is that?
Let me find it again. I
got it. I'm already looking. Wow. They're in Ohio in the Midwest League. They are with the Guardians. The Lakeland Captains, which their logo already looks interesting. Wow. Hold on. Go ahead. No, sorry. You cover this one because I'm looking at this team shop right now and it's kind of interesting.
So the Lake County Captains are becoming the Lake County Fish Fry.
The logo's dumb. I hate the logo.
Okay, what's the movie? What movie is it? It looks okay. I can't remember the movie. Oh, whatever. No, so the logo's literally a fish with a backwards hat on. The
fish looks
fry
high.
basket full of fries. Well, I'm guessing it is high. But it's like a fish doing a fish fry. But it is a dumb logo, and the hat's dumb too.
Okay, so let me read this because they have a whole story behind this.
This is almost as bad as the... Who was it?
Kelly Squares?
No. Where is
the Erie Wearies?
No, the Erie... the Flag City Kitties.
No, this is worse. This is, for me, this is on the level of the Erie Wearies. All right, let me read this. Let me read this real quick. Okay?
This is on the level of Art of the Woo.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. All right, let me read this really quick. Long ago, there was a fish named Benny, the last blue pike in Lake Erie. Once plentiful, the blue pike had vanished as the water changed, all except one, Benny. One Sunday morning, Skipper drifted on Lake Erie. Skipper, by the way, is the name of the mascot for the Lake County Captains, okay? Fishing rod in one hand, but before he could cast for a catch, Benny leapt onto the boat with a mighty splash. Instead of fear, however, Skipper felt wonder. This was a moment that was meant to be. As the last blew pike, Benny didn't see himself as an end. He saw himself as a steward, a reminder that what we cherish deserves care. That even one small fish with a meaningful name, a faithful heart, and a love for baseball can bring people together. Oh, it was so touching. I'm getting emotional over here.
This has to be the dumbest thing ever. We gave a fish a background story. That is the dumbest background story I've ever heard. This fish just jumps into the boat and is like, you know what? I don't want to be a fish anymore. What are we doing with these alternate identities?
I have no idea.
Because they are either really good.
This next
or
one is so
absolute
dumb.
Trash.
This next one's so dumb too.
If this one has a story behind it, I'm gonna lose my mind.
By the way, I will say this: I don't like that the logo on the hat that they're doing looks tough. It looks good.
The hat's ugly.
Okay, you got the next one. I'm still getting over being emotional about.
Are you?
Yeah, it's okay.
So the next one, the Salt Lake Bees, who are the AAA team for the Angels, are becoming the Salt
Utah.
Lake Dirty.
No, it's Utah.
Salt Lake,
it's just Utah.
Is it just Utah?
Just Utah.
Okay. The Utah Dirty Sodas.
Dirty soda, Spike Lee. Alright, girl. Sorry, Future got.
There is a story behind it.
No,
the
there's
identity
a story.
was
all the.
Yeah. The
Go ahead.
identity was inspired by Swig, home of the original Dirty Soda, and it explains what it is. So that's really the thing. Is it just paying nod to the original Dirty Soda?
Okay, do you not know what dirty soda is out in Utah?
Yes. It's
do you know
soda,
anything about the
cream,
state
and
of Utah
flavors.
and they're known about religion? Do you know anything about this?
Yeah, they don't drink alcohol or anything.
Or coffee,
Yeah.
because the Mormon church is out there. So instead of that, they drink dirty sodas. And so Swig is a massive, Swig is like coffee shops, like 7 Brew. Think of 7 Brew, right? Swigs
Yeah.
are just like that. They just do
It's
straight
everywhere.
sodas. Yeah. But no, so do a nod to it. They better have some Swig people there, like maybe like a Swig like pop-up shop outside the stadium the night that they do this. You're just pulling hats out your butt at this point. The milkmen just pulled a milk. What is it?
The oat milkers.
The oat milkers. That's what I'm saying. The oat milkers. You just pulled that hat out of nowhere. By the way, the brim on that hat is messed up. You need to do a better job of taking care of your hats. Tough hat though.
Yeah.
Tough hat though. Okay. So looking forward. Yeah. Spring training's essentially in the middle right now. World Baseball Classic kicks off this week. I believe we're looking at the 5th. I think we're looking at Wednesday or Thursday being the first games this week.
So
the
this
World
week
Baseball
for
Classic.
spring training? Oh, World Baseball
Classic. Yep. And baseball's right around the corner. Regular season's right around the corner.
Wednesday's game 1.
Kind of giving a look forward to what we're going to be doing. We are still working on getting these team by team breakdowns done. We'll get those out. Essentially, we're going to get them out as we do them. And then we'll also be doing a special breakdown of giveaways throughout this minor league baseball. We'll talk about that later. But right now the main focus is us getting these breakdowns of teams out to you. We know this one's kind of short. It's because we're kind of still working on the whole breakdown thing. anything you want to talk about? Anything else we need to talk about?
No, just
Okay.
we'll try to get those team by team breakouts out as quick as we can.
Sorry, I'm
I'm
looking at
guessing we're
scores right
gonna
now.
do this like team by team. Like each
Yes,
episode will be a
so it will
team.
not be. It will be like. So, for example, let's just talk about Arizona. We're going to do all of the Arizona Diamondback teams and essentially our opinion of who the top 10 of each team is. Top 10 prospects in that organization. And we'll do that for every single major league team, starting with, and we'll go through all of it. So, yeah, this one's kind of a shorter one, but still, I feel like we got some good stuff out there. Go
Mm-hmm.
USA, coming off of a gold medal win, beating the Canadians. We'll go ahead and beat the Japanese now in baseball. It's probably going to give me I don't care. Yep. Oh, I'm going to think about this fish all day now. All right. Give us a follow on our Instagrams. Shoot us a DM if you have any questions or anything like that. Or on YouTube, there at our Instagram, which is Around the Minor Leagues, or Around the Minor League, you will find our link to our Apple podcast, our Spotify, and our YouTube. Go follow us, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Apple and Spotify, because we're gonna be working on some things soon for the YouTube, getting some videos out and things like that. So I think
I
that's it.
do have a question.
To me or to the fans?
This is to you and to the fans.
Okay.
I know me and you do not have the latest MLB The Show.
Okay.
Do we want to do a franchise?
Potentially, we could. That would be something we can talk about. I would be down for it.
We'll put it out to the fans.
Okay. I'd be down for it though.
We'll put it out to the fans. So,
all right. Well, I think that's it. You good?
Yep.
All right. Y'all have a good rest of your day, and we will see you later.